if we cast our eyes forward to the set of possible splayed futures that are before us, we don't actually have, in my opinion, eternal hominid kingdom as an option that we can press with our thumb and then have that be the case. There's some trajectories where all the lights go out, and there's some trajectories where things so far beyond light come into being that it would be the grandest possible crescendo of moral value that could ever be conceived. Most people are just like, whatever the world looks like now is almost certainly going to be what it's going to look like in 10 or 20 years. Almost certainly. It'll be identical. Almost certainly. I mean, like, you know, I don't know, maybe the Siri will be better, or maybe the cars will drive themselves at some point. But like, it'll almost certainly be the same. In other words, even linear trends are just not permitted mentally to be able to extend.
It gets to sort of a core question, which is, I think the public has a gross misunderstanding about, which is it human or is it alien? And I feel like people who just use ChatGPT believe that this is just, you know, generating the next character and you know, it comes from human text. It has some sort of human underpinning. It's human. And, you know, obviously when you get into it, you realize this thing is alien as hell and unlike any human you've ever met.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'll be real frank. I mean, Bostrom deserves a lot of credit for some of the early analogies here, but I mean, he talks about if you took a spider and you just made it as intelligent as a person, just keep leveling it up until its general degree of potentia is equal to that of a person. Its degree of whatever, you know, agency and intelligence and communicability and whatever, like its net set of abilities that it can wield would equal like a grown man. Okay. To expect that it would like to watch television, to expect that it would take its children to a park and push them back and forth on a swing. Right. These would be ridiculous things to suspect because it's undergirded by all kinds of other weird things. Like it might share 92% of our DNA or 89 or whatever the hell the number is. But, you know, what are we like 75 with a banana? So it's like, it'll share a lot of our DNA, but its manifestation and its comeuppance is just so, it's undergirded on so many different things. I think it's pretty easy to suspect that the same would be the same with AGI. I mean, is it human? I mean, you know, you and I have neurons firing right now. I mean, this thing is completely running in a completely different way and in a way that's unfettered by the fetters that you and I have. Namely, like, I don't know, how large of an opening in our mothers could we come out of, you know, in terms of how much cortex we can fit upstairs, right? I mean, these are real concerns here. Yeah. I am very much in the alien camp.
And I have a hard time thinking AGI arrives here and is like, y'all got this under control. I'm going to help you.
John, I agree with you wildly. And I hate to tell you this. I really do. I basically think when you hand the baton off, our attenuation is extremely imminent.
In our self-interest, should we hold on as long as possible?
I think there's an argument for that. I definitely would say there's an argument for that. So I think my supposition, and I don't know, I think we have some real challenges holding on after AGI. I think that's a big thing for me is when the baton passes, and I don't think it'll be one event, but like when the degree of agency is clearly overtaken by these other entities, I think we are essentially at their behest. I don't think there's any way to really influence too much of that. The best case scenario, in so much as I can currently see, and you may disagree, and I'm not forcing you to agree to anything I say, is I think it'd be great to have a wonderful retirement or attenuation for all currently existent instances of human sentience. So I'm more married to being awake than I am to this particular thumb. If this was actually metal under here, I don't give a shit.
Does your personal opinion of the worthy successor model change on the timing of it all? Like if I said it's going to happen tonight, and we're all going to be succeeded, and there's going to be one robot in a really cool spaceship exploring the galaxy, learning all sorts of really neat scientific things.
Yeah. Look, well, it's just a couple things. So you're bringing up a great point, really, really good point, because you should be pushing this against my own self-interest, right? Screw my opinions. Like, what does Dan really do? So to be clear, If it's a spaceship, I'm disappointed. If it's just learning science, I'm disappointed. It should be learning things as far beyond science as our highest conception of science is beyond the conception of sea snails. It should be traveling in things as far beyond our conception of spaceships as spaceships are beyond the conception of goddamn sea snails. If it isn't that, I do not consider it a worthy successor. I think it'd be a goddamn shame. Whether there's another billion years of humans or another 5 years of humans, it'd be a goddamn shame if this whole project of complexity and sentience went out. I think that would suck.